Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our full spoiler review now for the mid-season premiere of The Walking Dead Season 9 Adaptation. Alright, man, so finally we can talk about this episode with spoilers because, of course, if you guys don't know, this one was released a week early by AMC Premiere, and I did sort of a non-spoiler review in the middle of the week leading up to this return episode. So finally, we're all on the same page. It's been officially fully released now, so not just people who have AMC Premiere, but everybody has basically seen it. So this will be our full-on spoiler review where we go through each scene and give our thoughts and what we think in actual detail. Okay, so the episode itself. So I thought this was a pretty decent mid-season premiere. It is kind of an extended episode, or it's longer than usual, as a lot of the Walking Dead episodes are nowadays. They don't really always tell us that the episodes will be extended. A lot of them are just longer than the 42-minute runtime, which is usual for an hour-long block with the commercials. So the episode starts out, I think, in awesome fashion, and one thing that did affect this episode for me watching it through is a lot of the best stuff in the episode had been sneak peeked or had been released in the promo videos and previews before. So by the time we actually got to see this episode through, a lot of this stuff had already been shown. Like the scene on the bridge, for example, which is probably the best part of the whole episode. That was released by AMC in a sneak peek, and they sent it out in an email. So, pretty much everybody would have seen that one before they actually saw this episode. And when they release that much stuff from the episode, it does take away a little bit when you actually watch it through because you've already seen a lot of the best stuff. So the first 4 minutes, or the introductory sequence, I think is awesome. The part we didn't get to see that was released early is that after Michonne, Daryl, and the others get away by locking the gate, one of the Whispers walks up at the front and unlocks it very slowly, like reaches through and then unlocks it and kind of lets it go forward. So that's very cool, right? Very, very creepy, very cool, awesome introduction, night sequence, dark everywhere, graveyard, and the gates and everything. It's cool. The Whispers are awesome, very intense, very scary, very fun, and very new for The Walking Dead, unlike anything we've ever seen before. So some of the stronger villains, I think, in the series already. So that's cool to see that happen. And the rest, basically, they get away, and then we get to roll the intro, and we switch. So then we have Luke and Alden leaving. You have Luke volunteering to go. They're at the Hilltop, and so they're deciding if they're going to send out this search party, which is running throughout the episode to our final scene of the episode at the end. Then we have the bridge scene, like we talked about, which is a really exciting scene. I love this scene. It's very, very cool, and I geeked out a bit when I watched it when they released it as a sneak peek. And you have basically, they see, this little group on their way back. They see this little group of walkers underneath this kind of a small little bridge area. Not to be confused with the big bridge in the first half of Season 9 with Rick and everything, but some good stuff. And also some mentions of Rick in this one, too, which was really good in the conversation between Daryl and Michonne. That was great stuff. So you have kind of some walkers in and around there, and again, not sure which ones are Whispers, not sure which ones are fully walkers. And, our survivors sweep them. So they go through, basically, Daryl comes around to cut them off, and shoots one bolt, takes out another, and this was really cool. I geeked out a lot when he hits the one. So he's shooting them in the leg because he's very clever and he wants to see which ones are which. And it works out perfectly because the first one he hits is a walker, so he gets hit in the leg and he continues to walk. And then the next one he gets with the next bolt. Is a Whisper. So when he hits him, he's going to go down. Oh, shit, because, right, Whispers are people. They have feelings. They bleed. And walkers don't. And in the intro sequence as well, too, if you listen carefully, some of the walkers, Whispers, that Michonne kills, they also scream. They also scream when she cuts the shit out of them. So, some of the ones at the front there in the intro sequence were additional Whispers. So they have now killed quite a few Whispers in a short period of time. Like the Whispers killed Jesus, yes, so there is that, and chased a bunch of the others and scared them. But the survivors so far have been sweeping the Whispers like almost nothing. They've killed a bunch of them already. I'd have to go through to see an exact count, but you'd have to look at the second half or the first the first half's finale episode with Jesus and how many were killed there, how many were Whisperers there, and this one as well too to see. But they killed a good number of them in this one. So he shoots the one with the bolt, and the walkers realize, oh shit, that's a person, and they're screaming, right? So then they go at him and they devour him basically and get busy with that, which is fun. And then on the other side, you have Michonne who cuts off the others, so there's nowhere for them to run. And you have the one who pulls out the knife from under his sleeve, which is, again, very, very clever, very cool for the Whisperers, an awesome strategy to survive in the zombie apocalypse, because they can just blend right in and no one even know. And they're camouflaged. The thing I love most about the TV series version, it's evident, it's easy to see that they're camouflaged two ways. They're camouflaged to the walkers, so the walkers don't attack them, but they're also camouflaged to other survivors. Other survivors, because they hide their knives on purpose, other survivors do not know that that is a person underneath that. They will think it's a walker too. So they have figured out a very clever set of techniques here to basically make it so the walkers are not a threat to them, and then other people are not really a threat to them either. Because they can just walk off away from somebody if they want to, or a group of people if they want to, and those people a lot of times will just say, oh, okay, it's just a random walker roaming that way. I guess he doesn't hear us or see us, whatever, fine, no problem. So that's very cool. So Michonne cuts the one guy's arm off, and he goes, whoa, it just goes like flying off. Oh, that was so cool. I love the effects on that one, and that was sick, man. She just cut his arm off and brutally kills him. It's just, bad mannered, just brutal, man. So I love that. I love both the kills for Daryl and Michonne in this one. Really cool. And then they go in and they kind of finish off the rest. And then you have the scene with Lydia being introduced. So Alpha's daughter, Lydia, underneath the mask, TV series version, very cool. And I thought the actress who played Lydia did an amazing job. She comes across as very screwed up, scattered, like very scatterbrained, very scared, very, cortisol off the charts, right? It's just all over the place. Doesn't know what's going on, and then at the same time terrified and sort of getting in this group, in this Whispers, and biting off more than she can chew. She does not look like she is cut out to be a Whisperer. I mean, she's Alpha's daughter, so she's there, but she is scattered. She is terrified at times. She does not look comfortable from her performance to me. The character does not look comfortable being in her current situation, which I liked a lot in this episode to see through, that she's just like, she's a Whisperer, she's there, but she's like, don't kill me, please don't kill me. And then afterwards too, when she's brought back, again, I thought she did a tremendous job, because she played it sort of, there was some sympathy there, because it's a teenage girl, right? Harmless, basically, right? And, well, maybe. We'll see about that. But, seemingly harmless physically, right? Anybody could take her down. A simple zombie could probably take her down. She probably could not. She would lose against, a average zombie, I would think. And basically, you've got the survivors that are bringing her in, and she's kind of looking around, and she doesn't know what's going on. She's terrified and everything. But then also she's lying like crazy when they're interrogating her later on. She's doing a great job. I really liked the subtle emotion that she showed when she's looking at them to see if they believe her. This is something liars often do. Liars, people who are not good liars, people who are bad liars, especially young people, because they haven't figured it out yet. But people that are not good liars, people that are bad liars. I'm not a great liar myself, because I don't like to lie. I try to never lie, basically, right? Sometimes you have to. You have no choice, unfortunately. But personally, I don't like to lie. But really, good liars don't do this. Bad liars do this. Bad liars look for recognition. Bad liars look like, do you believe me? Do you believe me? Right? Do you believe me? And you can tell that when she's looking at them, they're 10, and then, she's looking for it, right? She's looking for that reassurance that they believe her. So that's where, Michonne, so she did a great job here in that she played as a scared, a teenage female character that is in a new place, that doesn't know anybody. To her, they're the villains. Michonne and Daryl. Daryl's a scary guy. That's and Michonne's a scary lady, scary samurai lady, and they don't believe her. And she also is not giving them the information about the Whisperers. She's lying, basically. She's saying like 10, or you already killed them all, or this kind of stuff, and she's quick to answer, but it's BS, right? We all know it's BS. So, and Michonne calls her out on Michonne saying, like, I don't believe a damn word that came out of her mouth. Daryl knows she's lying too. He's like, she's a terrible liar, but she won't say it. So it puts him in a situation where, Daryl's ready to beat it out of her, but then you've got Henry, who's an unwilling spectator on the other side there, and Daryl doesn't want to look like he's some kind of, well, he's not either. He's not a vicious, cruel guy, unless you're Randall, right? Trying to say you're innocent. But, he's had some practice of this before. But this time he's got a spectator there, and so that's tricky. But you can see at the window afterwards that he hears Henry talking to her. So he might, maybe next episode we'll see, go up to Henry or pull Henry out of there and say, you got to figure out how many people are in her group. Okay, good cop, bad cop. Daryl will be the bad cop. Henry will be the good cop that she can confide in. Good scenario, good situation. So I'm looking for that to see if Daryl's pretty clever. I'm thinking he might come up with that and say, okay, you got to get this out of her, right? You got whatever you got to do. Find out how many people are in her group, right? And maybe Henry could do it. We'll see, right? But then he might get in too deep. And then all of a sudden, now we got a problem because now he likes her and stuff, and you can kind of see that right away, right? And he just found out too that Enid is with Alden, and he was looking forward to that, and he's in that age right now where he's looking for that. He doesn't have a lot of friends, so it's a funny situation. Crazy, insane whisper girl, and Henry, who's kind of like a lost puppy dog, doesn't know what to do right now. So opportunities, right? Maybe he sees an opportunity. So I love that stuff. I loved all the scenes with Lydia. The introduction there when he pulls the mask off, he's got the knife and stuff. How scared she seems to be, and everything else. Really fun to see that character from the comics brought to life in a scatterbrained, terrified, bad lying fashion. So those are my thoughts on all the stuff with Lydia. So I enjoyed it. It was good stuff. We got the Hilltop return. Very sad for Jesus, and Tammy makes it known to Tara that the people are going to want justice for this. The people are going to want answers, and they're going to want to know what happened, and they're going to want to string some people up. And like Daryl said to Lydia, these people are ready to hang you right now. Which is kind of what they do at the Hilltop, right? According to Maggie, like to hang people from a freaking tree or whatever, barn or whatever the hell. So that's cool stuff. So you've got, so interrogation sequences. Michonne, no more bullshit, right? You're going at it. We got Alden and Luke on the trail. So throughout the episode, getting to see them kind of trailing through and where they're going. And the Michonne getting ready to leave to go back to Alexandria to let the others know what's going on and everything, and have to see what happens here. And then you've got her mentioning to Daryl that he has to help Tara because Tara's good and everything, but she's going to need help, and we don't know what this group is yet. From their perspective, they really don't know right now how formidable the Whisperers are actually going to be. It seems to them maybe there was just a few of them, maybe there was 10 of them, maybe there was a small pack. But, as we know, obviously there's a lot more, and they're going to see them pretty soon, but right now they don't know that just yet. Also, the lines between Daryl and Michonne earlier on near the bridge scene about Rick was really cool. She thanks him for looking and everything, and they talk about Jesus going back, and that he'll be able to have a funeral. They've got him, so that'll mean something to the people there. And them being sad that they were never able to bring Rick back, and both being sad to each other that they couldn't bring him back, with Michonne being his significant other and Daryl being his brother. So good stuff. So I loved all of that, and that was good. It was good to hear a mention of Rick and to hear something alluding to him because, again, such an important character throughout the series, the main character of the series if there is one, and, it's just cool that it's not totally dropped off the face of the planet and that they still mention it and they still think about it. Then we get the scene between Eugene and Sadiq, and we find out that Rosita is Pregsters. So pretty much same as the comic here, almost verbatim the same. Eugene is ready to confess his love for her and that he likes her and everything, and she promptly runs outside to puke her guts out. So did him acting like that trigger something, or did she just do that because she's pregnant and everything and she's got morning sickness or what have you? Fine either way. And Rosita confides and confesses, and Eugene overhears that she's pregnant. And when her and Sadiq were having fun before Gabriel, this happened. So I don't know how recent the Gabriel relationship is for Rosita. I don't know. But her and Sadiq, are going to be having one. So we'll see what happens with this one in the TV version. I will say, spoiler free for the comics. I hope it's different than it was in the comics. I hope it's quite a bit different than it turned out in the comics with this one. So we'll see. Then we've got all the scenes with Negan mixed in here as we're going through. So Negan, of course, earlier on in the episode, he leaves. He goes to Judith's room, and you can see kind of the little crayon pictures of the family, Rick and Michonne and Judith and Arjun and everything. Really cute stuff. And I love it when he takes the compass with him, and she tells him to keep it. But just a very cute... about as adorable as you can possibly think of. Some scenes here between Negan and Judith. Just adorable, right? You see Judith, the dialogue and everything. It's fun. Keep it. Maybe it'll help you find your way. This kind of stuff. It's cool. And then she warns him, but if I ever see you again, I'm going to shoot you, right? She's got Rick's Colt, and it's literally bigger than she is. Like, you know what I mean? She's got like these little hands on this Colt. The thing in her hands looks like this freaking big. It's like the size of most of her arm. It's like at least from her fingers, like up to the close to the end of her close to her elbow range here. Like it's bigger than it's like a cannon when she shoots it. Boom! It's funny. So I love those scenes, and I thought that was super cute. And looking forward to some stuff in the future there. In a kind of an adorable sort of surrogate father-daughter relationship between Negan and Judith. I don't think Rick would approve, but it is what it is, and there's no Carl, so you got to do it. And at the same time, I think Shane would be okay with it, because I think I get the sense somehow that Shane and Negan they'd be good buddies. You know what I mean? They'd go drinking together or something. They'd go to a strip bar together or something like that. I get the sense that they would get along, maybe even better than Rick and Shane did. However, maybe they're too alike, so maybe that would somehow magnet. Push them away from each other because they're too similar, Shane and Negan. So good stuff. So of course with Judith being Shane's, as Rick admitted before. So loved all that stuff. That was funny. Another best scene in the episode is when Negan's coming back on the motorcycle and she shoots the cannon and and he falls off. Really funny. Really liked it a lot. It was cool. She's going to take him back now, and there's nothing out here for him, and he's got to go back. So I was saddened, as I said in my my non-spoiler review, a lot. Very saddened by the Negan stuff in this one. So upon second viewing, I skipped a little bit of it because it did make me really sad, as I said in the non-spoiler review, for just how much The Walking Dead has actually changed in such a short period of time. It does, as a fan, especially a fan of Negan and the Saviors and Dwight and everything, make me very sad. We just got to see pictures, by the way, of Dwight in Fear the Walking Dead, so that's in the channel now. If you guys missed that video this morning, check it out. I'll have it in the end screen videos for you here. You can see your first look at Dwight in Fear the Walking Dead, so season 5, so that's cool. But made me very sad to see all the Negan stuff here in this episode, because there really is nothing out there for him. This formidable, fearsome, something to fear group that he used to have at the Sanctuary, the Saviors, is basically no more. It's basically defunct now. There's nothing to it, and there's not even Big Richie, or there's not even like one surviving member still there. There isn't some old janitor or something, living in the broom closet or something. It's it. Like there's some loyal to the end are now walkers. He goes out, has some fun, and gets some cool kills in this one with the pipe or whatever it is he's got there. Looking for sporting equipment, looking for another bat, but he hasn't found one yet. So we'll see. Maybe he'll convince Judith to go on a journey with him to go and find Lucille. So that's what I hope to see pretty soon. Hopefully before the end of the season, Negan reunited with Lucille. Sad stuff in this episode, but I love the relationship between Negan and Judith, and it makes sense that he would come back, because there's really nobody else out there, and Negan is an extrovert to the highest degree. He has to be around people. He can't be. He's not the type of character, I don't think, that could be happy just being by himself somewhere. He would struggle a lot with that, I think. He's got to talk. He's got to be with people. That's Negan. That's how Negan is, right? So good stuff with all that, and just very sad, and like I said in the non-spoiler review, because The Walking Dead has just changed so drastically in such a short period of time. Let's see. So we got that, and then the final scene in the episode where we have Alden and Luke that go down this trail, and the trail ends here. Alpha promptly greets them with the other Whisperers around that, again, look like a whole bunch of it's a Slipknot cover band, right? Alpha plays Double Barrel Shotgun, ready there for them as they kind of come through in this fake trail that they've makeshift lured them in with. That was my sense anyway, when she says trail ends here, like as if that trail was hers. So if it was hers and it was not that Yumiko actually left those intentionally, then because I'm not sure, I don't think we got to see all the scenes of Yumiko and the others going back at nighttime. So it's possible she might have left them there. But I got the sense from when Alpha says it at the end that the intention or the meaning is that they planted those to get them to come there and trap them, and then we're waiting right there for them. So that was very cool and a very scary scene at the end. And Alpha, with her voice, which we've done videos on too, but it's okay because it's pretty awesome anyway. So I gave the episode an 8 out of 10 in my non-spoiler review. I'll stick to that in this spoiler review. Sure, there's some slow scenes with Negan throughout dogs chasing him and stuff like this, and there's some parts in it that maybe dragged a little bit. But you know what? I enjoyed the episode a lot too, and I don't think it's a bad episode. I don't think it's one of the best episodes they've ever done either. It's got some really fun parts in it, and just continuing along with The Walking Dead. A decent mid-season premiere to serve the series. Some other sad parts with Jesus returning when Tara touches him and stuff like that back at the Hilltop. Pretty cool. And that's pretty much it for the episode. And those are pretty much my thoughts on it. I enjoyed it. I was sad at parts. I was excited for whispers at other parts. I enjoyed seeing Lydia. Daryl and Michonne were great in this episode. The dialogue they had was great. Negan was, as always, a lot of fun, but maybe the most dry Negan's ever been because he needs other people. And luckily, there's Judith there instead of Carl in this version. And I did enjoy the episode through. And so we'll see, we'll see how these next 7 episodes go for this back half. And if you guys missed it earlier today, too, I did a video giving our thoughts on the season ending off at the end, possibly with a blizzard or winter time based on description. So we'll see. So that's something different, for sure, for The Walking Dead. And we'll... you can go to that video if you missed it to give your thoughts. So that's it for my review. I hope you guys liked it. Hope it was worth it for you to check back in again to see to hear my spoiler thoughts on it. For each detailed scene, in addition to the non-spoiler review earlier this week. Okay, that'll be it for this one, and I'll see you guys back in soon for thoughts on the previews, promo videos and stuff, predictions for next week's episode, and looking forward to a great 2019 with you guys in The Walking Dead, Season 10 coming up in the fall, and it looks like this back half is going to be pretty damn good with the Whispers and everybody, even though we don't have a lot of those OG characters alive anymore. That's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it, and you can do it. You can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.